Everything is a drum.
Hey!
What's up, everyone? Adam from FWCI. It's Halloween. This is Halloween. October 31st is when this video is going to go up, and today I'm going to watch the, funny enough, on Halloween I'm going to watch the Thanksgiving of Horror episode, because the 2023 Treehouse of Horror hasn't come out yet. That'll be out in a few days, and I will do that when it does drop, because why not? I've done 34 of these over the last month, and I've been enjoying them, and then I've been having some pretty existential moments trying to figure out what the hell I'm watching in other episodes as well. But what we're going to do on this one here, I'm going to start with the Black Mirror parody from the Treehouse, the Thanksgiving of Horror episode. It's of White Christmas, I believe, which I love. That's one of my all-time favorite Black Mirror episodes. I did react to the latest Black Mirror season, the one with Lock Henry and all those. Go check those out if you haven't already. But after I watch that one, I'm going to go through my rankings of the Treehouse of Horrors episodes that I've watched throughout this this month, and I've been ranking them as I go. I think I've got a bit of a system, and I'm going to have a look at some other rankings and compare what I've got with that as well. So if you're a real Simpsons nerd and you want to get real into the weeds, then hang around, because that's what we're going to do. But let's check out The Simpsons Thanksgiving of Horror. Fourth Thursday after tomorrow?
Okay, hold on. Your virtual assistant.
Kitchen AI? What?
Every year, Marge complains about how much cooking she has to do for Thanksgiving.
Wow, that's where we're going with this? Alright, this sounds good. Let's go.
So I sent some of Marge's DNA to one of those innocent-seeming companies, like from the beginning of a sci-fi movie where the robots murder everyone.
That's insane!
Not anymore. Just chillingly plausible.
It's true. It's true as well.
I can make you experience 2 weeks in there in only 2 seconds out here.
This is where this episode got real dark.
I thought I'd never see another soul.
To get AI acquainted. Chillingly plausible.
Oh. See you later, Mole Man.
Well, remember, that thing used my memories to know what you like.
Which is why she's an awesome replacement for you.
Oh no, now the kids like her even more.
The first time I kissed Homer, his breath smelled like beer and gas station nachos.
I always thought the sexiest thing about you was your voice.
Oh no, this is taking a weird turn.
Well, in that case, I'm going to do something incredible.
You know exactly what I want.
Whoa, this is like the San Junipero poster in the background. This is actually like as disturbing as Black Mirror, and they've taken the same story in like a real different direction.
It's her or me.
Oh, fine. I'll delete virtual you.
Wow.
Virtual me is going to make Thanksgiving dinner for all our family and friends. Then I'll erase her forever.
This is an ugly side to everybody.
A firewall! I'm trapped in this stupid tube.
Why did you do that?
8 years alone with my thoughts was just the right amount of time to come up with the perfect escape plan.
Hey, alright, at least she was like focused and not going out of her mind.
I can't believe you did all this by yourself.
Marge, you are a cooking machine.
Okay, R2, me too. Sweet internet freedom!
Oh!
So I can return this gizmo for store credit.
Those words sound really, really heinous in this one. crazy.
One last thing. I made the dinner. Me, the robot. Marge did nothing.
Marge, how could you?
Just a little bit of salt on the way out. Oh no. And they swiped her down. Now she can't get a loan. For those that have seen Nosedive.
Love you, love you, love you, love you.
Oh, Homer was a bot the whole time.
And limitless possibilities for enlightenment. To Etsy. A planter made from an old typewriter?
So that was very twisted, and I guess the reason for that is because the Black Mirror episode that it's based on is also unbelievably twisted and dark as well. But I enjoyed it purely because I'm a huge fan of that original Black Mirror. I don't know how it would have felt if I hadn't been so familiar with the source material, so it makes me think that there may be some of the Treehouse of Horror segments that I watched over the last month that if I did know the source material better, I would have enjoyed it more, because this one wasn't funny, but I really, really liked it. Alright, let's talk about my rankings here. I'm not going to go through every single one. I will show them on the side of the screen at the end, but first thing I want to do is look at somebody else's rankings, and there's one thing on here by Joshua Kerp, every single Simpsons Treehouse of Horror segment ranked on vulture.com. So here's bottom 5, and for my list, there's a couple that I didn't include because I didn't watch them, which was like Avatar and Twilight, I think, because I'm planning on watching that on the channel in the future, and I didn't want to get any potential spoilers, so I just cut those out. So my list is a little bit shorter. But he's got the Diving Bell and Butterball Treehouse of Horror, so this is the episode where Homer farts to communicate. Okay, yeah, fair enough, that one was not the greatest. Unnormal Activity, so that was the Paranormal Activity parody. I didn't think that was that terrible. E.T. Go Home, the E.T. one, yeah, I mean, interesting that this is what they've got on here. Wanted Dead Then Alive. Oh wow, that's the Sideshow Bob one? Okay, yeah, I disagree with this list quite a bit. Mine's way higher than that. Very interesting stuff, but let's have a look at this guy's top 10. He's got at number 10, Attack of the 50-Foot Eyesores. Number 9, King Homer. Number 8, The Thing and I. Number 7, Terror at 5.5 Feet. Number 6, The Devil and Homer Simpson. Number 5, Clown Without Pity. Number 4, Citizen Kang. Number 3, Time and Punishment. Number 2, Nightmare on Evergreen Terrace. Which one is that? Oh, the Groundskeeper Willie one, radio. And The Shining in the number 1 spot. So, okay, I can't really disagree with any of the ones that he's got in the top 10 there, but let's have a look what I've got at the bottom of my list, and then we'll have a look at my top 10 as well. So, like I say, my list is a little bit shorter than his. I think he's included some of the intros as its own segment as well, whereas I just went for the 3 per episode kind of thing. But we started with Frankenstein. That was absolute shithouse. That was so bad. The Bart Zone. Now, what I found interesting, I've got 3 from Treehouse of Horror number 2 at the bottom of my list, basically. It was Bart Zone was number 96, If I Only Had a Brain was number 93, and Monkey's Paw was number 87, which statistically on my ranking makes Treehouse of Horror 2 the worst one of all of them. So I don't know if something happened when I was doing my list and those kind of got floated to the bottom, but I really didn't enjoy that one very much at all. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts were on Treehouse of Horror number 2. Then we had Heck House. That was the Weird Flanders one. How to Get Ahead in Deadvertising. I don't even remember what that was. Obviously it was pretty bad. And then If I Only Had a Brain. That's the Burns Robot Homer one, which again never stood out to me. But this is my list in full. I'm just gonna let it play on the screen right now. There are so many amazing Treehouse of Horror segments throughout this series, but let's talk about my top 10, and I'm sure there's plenty there that you've just seen that are probably in your top 10, but number 10 for me is the Genesis tub from Treehouse of Horror 7. That just stood out. That was so funny. Bart in particular was so hilarious in that. Clown Without Pity was number 9. Again, very funny, a lot of great moments in there, but there's just so many quality entrants that, I think were funnier. Nightmare on Evergreen Terrace, I've got that at number 8, so I can already see there's a big difference between my list and that guy's list that we just had a look at. Starship Poopers, Treehouse of Horror 9, that is the one where Jerry Springer is on there, and Kang and Kodos, one of them fathers Maggie, I believe. Attack of the 50-Foot Eyesores, Treehouse of Horror 6. Citizen Kang is my number 5 segment. Time and Punishment was so good. Homer just going back and forth through time. An absolute classic. But let's talk about my top 3. Now, we got Bart Simpson's Dracula at number 3. I mean, this stuck with me in so many ways over the years. There's so many bits of dialogue and lines that when I went back and watched it, I realized just how dense this episode was, with quotable moments, funny segments, even like just the memes that have come from that episode in the more recent years as well, just kind of adds to it as well. So Bart Simpson's Dracula, for me, number 3 overall Treehouse of Horror segment. Number 2, we've got The Devil and Homer Simpson. I guess that means you know what number 1 is going to be. But let's talk about The Devil and Homer Simpson. Again, Lionel Hutz was just unbelievably funny throughout that whole segment. Flanders as the devil, the jury that they put together. And again, I found with these ones, it's not just the storyline and the big moments, it's the little moments that fill in between that. And they're just so dense with jokes and funny moments and little tiny tidbits. And the final, I mean, when you look at the final joke of The Devil and Homer Simpson, it's the police waiting outside for Homer and his giant donut head to come outside. Like, that's such a funny final joke to end something like that on. And it was more hilarious. I mean, getting the donut torture is a classic moment as well. So I can't say enough good things about that. But number 1 is The Shinning. This is one of those segments where the Simpson family just really fits the source material well. And Homer going nuts. I'm sure that's what somebody was like. Imagine Homer like Jack from The Shining, whatever it's called. And that was just, they were like, oh my god, that would be an amazing visual, and it just went off from there. And I have seen the original movie, I saw it when I was in my teens, and it's a genuinely scary movie. And the Simpsons one's not scary, but it does have this like uneasiness to it. In fact, all of the early Treehouse of Horror episodes had this weird, I don't know what it was, something about the animation just looked different. It looked like it was a little bit more loose, it looked like it was a little bit less structured, and it gave it this not dreamlike quality, but just a surrealness to it. Even in comparison to the real Simpsons episodes where like they're in their normal world, it felt kind of off. There was something kind of quirky about it, and they did a lot of that in The Shinning, and I love it so much. It is still to this day my favorite Treehouse of Horror segment. I do want to do a shout out though to the one that came in number 12 on the lists, Simpsons World from Treehouse of Horror 33. Of the top 20, one of them is from Treehouse of Horror 11. The rest of them are from 10 or under, with the exception of Simpsons World from Treehouse of Horror 33. So if you didn't watch my reaction to Treehouse of Horror 33, I kind of recommend go check out that episode. There was 3 good ones on there. There was Death Note, there was the Westworld parody called Simpsons World, which is what I'm talking about here, and the other one was Pookadook. That's right, that was the other one that was genuinely terrifying. I mean genuinely terrifying. It was creepy as, but Treehouse of Horror 33 was awesome, and I'm very interested to see what 34 has in store, because in my opinion 33 was the best of the most recent ones, and the best by quite a bit, which kind of fills me with a bit of faith that maybe Treehouse of Horror can have a bit of a resurgence. I don't think so. Like, the actors' voices sound so much different now than where the show started, and it kind of takes you out of the moment. So let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on all of this. I hope you enjoyed this Treehouse of Horror, just absolute buffet that I've given you this month. Go check out my other reactions if you haven't already, and make sure you subscribe. And as always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your friends. See you in the next video. Peace!